Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay. A watchdog investigation into former special counsel Jack Smith over his prosecutions of Donald Trump is based on imaginary and unfounded premise, Smith's lawyers wrote in a letter obtained by the Associated Press. The letter marks the first response by Smith and his legal team to news that the Office of Special Counsel, which is an independent watchdog office not related to the Department of Justice, who appointed Smith as a special counsel. So he was special counsel Jack Smith through the Department of Education, but this other group, the Office of the Special Counsel, is doing an investigation into Smith, basically saying that his investigations into Donald Trump were politically motivated and violated the Hatch Act. Sometimes you just can't with this administration. The administration that violated the Hatch Act whenever they wanted to, and now they're saying other people are violating it. Rules for thee, not for me. According to Smith's counsel, Mr. Smith's actions as special counsel were consistent with the decisions of a prosecutor who devoted his career to following the facts and the law without fear or favor and without regard for political consequences, not because of them. Tom Cotton was the one who requested that the Office of Special Counsel examine Jack Smith's activities for potential violations of the Hatch Act. This is the same Tom Cotton that was voting, I believe, against Trump's big, beautiful bill, and then right after that, in order to kiss and make up, demanded an investigation into Jack Smith. I think this is going to fall under the stages of grief for a narcissist. The part about protecting one's legacy. Jack Smith's investigations were going to tarnish Donald Trump's legacy. So now he has to undermine those investigations to try and claim that they were politically motivated and Donald Trump did nothing wrong ever. He certainly didn't take all those documents to Mar-a-Lago, all that classified information, and hide the documents from the FBI and the feds. Certainly didn't do that. Certainly wasn't involved in a January 6th, 2020 insurrection against the government of the United States. He certainly didn't do that. What was the third Jack Smith investigation? It's sad when you can't remember all three. There's so many investigations you can't keep up with them all. Hang on, let me look it up. Well, according to Google, there were only 2 federal cases. So it wasn't that I was forgetting one. I got both of them. But we also had the fraud charges against Donald Trump. For Judge Merchan, is probably the 3rd case I'm thinking of. Amongst others, guys, the guy he crimes all the time. All right, so Jack Smith famously, he doesn't talk about his cases, so I don't know how he'd be violating the Hatch Act. But okay, here's an investigation that should go nowhere. But let's look at the energy around this and see what's going on, okay? Come on down. Entertainment purposes only on this one. What's the energy around the Office of the Special Counsel investigating Hatch Act violations by former Justice Department Special Counsel Jack Smith, which would be in regards to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago documents case and the January 6th insurrection case. Foundation of the reading is the Emperor, because Lord God Trump has decreed it crossed by the secrets. He doesn't want his secrets revealed. And underneath is the Sun card. And but here's it's almost like he's trying to get ahead of the story with Jack Smith. There are secrets that would have been revealed in the court cases that Trump is trying to keep from being revealed. So I guess if you could vilify Jack Smith now, you can undermine the revelation of the secrets that this man was keeping in the past. Speaking of in the past, we've got the Lover's card. Interesting. This could be, again, Jack Smith looking at the two cases, symbolically looking at those. But it's almost like, I don't say to overstate, like Jack Smith was divine intervention coming in for this. But for Donald Trump's yin, there had to be a law, his chaotic yin, there had to be a lawful yang to balance the two out. So it was almost like there's a balancing act between these two. He commits crimes, Jack Smith investigates and exposes those crimes. Current situation, I'm pausing because I'm just looking at this card again. Is this also, Trump's got his, he has his secrets and he wants to keep, he's worried about his legacy. Again, going to heaven type card here. Worried about his legacy. He wants to keep things secret. Current situation, Ace of Cups. Emotionally out of control. Jack Smith, again, you're looking at the dichotomy between the two. One's lawful, one's chaotic. One wears their emotions on their sleeves and has a tantrum every time anything goes wrong. The other one is stoic. I think it was only one time we ever heard Jack Smith speak. He was answering some questions because he never held pressers or anything along those lines. It was like Robert Mueller. We never heard Mueller speak. So you kind of had to go to YouTube to find a 10-year-old video where he was on stage representing the FBI and talking with Obama's daughters on a little intro there. Again, just the yin and yang of these two men. One has secrets, one exposes secrets. Overarching energy is the minor arcana death card, the Five of Cups. Loss and disappointment. Trump is right now, Jack Smith was set back because Trump got elected. He had cases lined up, ready to go, and the Supreme Court pretty much knocked them all down. And Trump had his victories with the Supreme Court. But those charges were dropped, but that doesn't mean they couldn't be brought back up again later when you have a functioning Supreme Court, a functioning Congress, with a functioning president. It's just delaying things. And that's where I'm going with it. The lesson to be learned is the Three of Wands. Investigating Jack Smith now is a way to try and discredit him in the future. So that when secrets are revealed, you can say, oh, it was a witch hunt. Yet another political witch hunt going forward. Out comes the Queen of Cups. Yeah, and part of it, this is just to keep him silent. Even though it's putting Jack Smith back in the news, it's trying to put a lid on his investigations and maybe future special counsel investigations. It's trying to minimize the damage so that when the explosion happens, you've got a lid on the cup to prevent the damage from expanding outward. That kind of vibe. So yeah, this is Donald Trump narcissistically trying to control the damage to his legacy and his reputation by going after his perceived enemies. Apparently that and designing ballrooms is all he's good for in this term. Is going after perceived enemies and maybe have Eric pour some concrete or something like that. Who knows? How is Jack Smith currently handling the news of this investigation? I mean, they responded basically saying, "This is ridiculous. You're basing your investigation on the ramblings of a madman." How's he feeling about it? 3 of coins. Okay. Quietly working behind the scenes. He's feeling good about his current situation because he didn't do anything wrong. 10 of Wands. The burden of staying on top and having to stay on top of things. I think this is probably going to be the burden of proof. Go ahead, do your investigation. The burden of proof's on you. I'm in good shape. I'm good with the Lord. And we got the Ace of Wands. They're just starting this investigation. That's going to be on there. And we got Judgment underneath with the trumpet. How's he feeling about it? Go ahead, do your investigation. Tell everybody what you find. Good luck finding it. You can look long and hard. Good luck finding it. Because basically I know I followed all protocols by the Department of Justice. And I can defend every decision that I made during that investigation. This article mentions that they were trying to say that because Jack Smith tried to go to the Supreme Court to get a decision before the lower courts ruled, that proves that he was politically motivated. No, we were trying to get a court case moved along. I can see the argument, certainly. They're trying to say he tried to interfere with the 2024 election. But, the whole point was to try and get your case into court before the election so that the electorate had the information they needed to make an informed choice. I mean, would it really matter for the uninformed who are purposely uninformed? Would it matter when Elon Musk is, for entertainment purposes only, changing the vote through algorithms on our voting machines? Come on. Come on, Rockford County. That court case cannot come soon enough. How's Donald Trump feeling about Jack Smith or how is he feeling about this whole announcement of investigation into Jack Smith? 2 of coins. Diminishing returns. He's probably already forgotten about it. Let's see. Got the secrets again. The secrets being revealed. And the 5 of coins. Either Trump being concerned about being tossed out, or he's trying to prevent these secrets from being included into something. The Fool card underneath. Honestly, I just get the feeling it's a delaying tactic. Let's just tie this thing up in the courts for a while. It will be tied in the courts for an infinite amount of time as we go through the data. The secrets will be kept. The secrets will not be unveiled. And there's a feeling of I can run time. I can run this thing, run the time off the clock. He feels like he's home free here. I don't take this as a foolish feeling. I feel like he feels like, yeah, we've got a new start. We can undermine this guy and protect myself and my secrets in the process. This is about keeping Donald Trump's secrets. Remember that the key one there was going to be the Mar-a-Lago documents case. That was a slam dunk. He had classified documents he wasn't supposed to have. He was asked by the archives to return it several times. He didn't do it. He had his lawyer basically say, we don't have these documents. They returned a couple of documents, said, that's it. You've got everything. When the FBI raided, executed a search warrant, which Trump called a raid, an illegal raid at Mar-a-Lago, they found all sorts of banker boxes filled with classified documents. They were mixed in with other stuff, but there were classified documents in there. Trump ordered his his head of security to delete camera footage of them moving the boxes ahead of the FBI coming down. You know, it's just, why would you do all that if you didn't actually have classified information on there? And then Clarence Thomas gave Judge Eileen Cannon a gift saying that she could dismiss the case because special counsels really aren't a thing. What's the outcome of the this special counsel investigation, Office of the Special Counsel investigation into former special counsel Jack Smith? What's the outcome of this? King of Wands. Interesting. We got back to the Attorney General here. Cross with the Two of Coins. Okay, so that was Trump's signifier. I don't think this would be Pam Bondi. This is like the next one coming in. I guess Pam Bondi is going to carry Trump's water. And then we got the Emperor underneath here. If this is Pam Bondi, she's going to have to deal with Trump's desires and try and basically Trump is driving this. He's driving this. I think Pam Bondi might actually do something about this, and probably not in a good way. Yeah. Okay. In the past, you got the devil card, the corruption. She's clearly changed herself to Trump. My brother was saying that there was a quote from her saying that she couldn't answer some question because she was the president's lawyer. And no, she's the people's lawyer. Let me see if I can confirm that. We'll have to put that one under Lion Fabrications because I can't find a quick Google search. I can't find any news stories to back that up. So strike that last comment. But she does appear to be carrying Trump's water. Current situation is the Queen of Pentacles. And again, this is usually my card for the Attorney General. So this could be the Office of the Special Counsel doing it, and that would work fine. But if it's the Attorney General, they're trying to deliver the goods to keep the Mad King happy. So maybe I shouldn't say Attorney General. Let's just say a person in charge of the investigation. This could be Tom Cotton for all we know. Is trying to appease the Mad Emperor and his dystopian view of the world. They've chained themselves to him. They're trying to find something workable within the law to work with here on these. They're going to turn over every stone in their investigation to try to bring this thing home. Lesson we learned is the Ace of Wands. My first thought was that they may find something. My second thought was, sometimes it's way easier to announce the investigation than to produce results. And this card came up on the Jack Smith side of things with the Ten of Wands next to it. Yeah, it's a typical Trump thing to announce the investigation. You don't actually have to find anything. Just announce the investigation. And sometimes that's enough to appease people. The outcome is going to be the High Priestess. Secrets or secrets revealed. Four of Swords is a signifier. Secrets not being revealed. Secrets being kept secret. If they do find things, they can't talk about it. It's almost like if you investigate Jack Smith into this, you stumble on Trump's secrets, and now you can't talk about it, type of thing. I really don't think there's a there with this. And it could also be that once Trump goes quiet, all this madness slows down and comes to a grinding halt. Go ahead, investigate Jack Smith for the Hatch Act. You won't find anything there. And then the investigation stops. Or if it's moving along and there's no there and Trump's no longer in power, they will quietly stop it, because it's kind of like we were only doing it to appease him, and now he's no longer has any influence on this, so we can just, wrap it up, tie up some loose ends here, write the report, wrap it up, call it a day. And it's going to be like that for so many things. One last spread here for Carter Spirit. What else do we need to know about this investigation into Jack Smith and the Hatch Act? About integrity. King of Pentacles. Wealthy interests. Could also be about the greedy man. Things that you don't want to hear, things you don't want to accept. And looking at next steps. Ooh, and a Tower card. We have integrity. I think what happens, there's a sudden change in integrity. Now, if Jack Smith were corrupt, I think it would be exposed quickly. We would be hearing things we don't want to hear. And we would have to, and then action would have to be taken on this. But I don't think that doesn't feel right. It's almost like the integrity of this special counsel, the influence that money has on the judicial system is causing for things to happen that shouldn't be happening. They're against integrity, and it needs to stop quickly. The action needs to be taken. It's almost like a Supreme Court thing. These are the female liberal justices, and you might even be able to throw Amy Coney Barrett in with the female justices, taking action against those justices who are bought and paid for. Because the integrity is not what it should be. We don't like what we're seeing. This is almost a relation to the Supreme Court. I threw that comment about Clarence Thomas in here, and I think it's picking up on that. Integrity has collapsed within the Supreme Court. You've got money interests versus those who actually review the Constitution. And we're seeing the results of it. We don't like the results we're seeing, so it's being exposed. The Jack Smith investigations would be an example of that. Jack Smith investigations are exactly how law and integrity are supposed to work in this country. And it's being undermined by those who are corrupt. Moneyed interests that are corrupt. We'll see how that goes. Nico wants to jump up. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.